What is going on, guys? So today let's talk about Ark and its remaster. So for those of you that haven't heard, Ark 2 has been delayed, but instead of that we're supposed to be getting an Ark remaster called Ark Survival Ascended. This all sounds good until I drop what I'm about to say. They are taking the original Ark offline, turning it off. You'll still be able to play single player, but all of the official servers and things like that, gone. If you want to play the official servers, play with your friends and things like that, you'll have to rebuy the game again, but this new remastered version. When initially, Wildcard, the people that created the game, said it was going to be free. I don't know if you guys have been on the Ark subreddit. It's very niche, I know. But if you guys have been on there, you'll have seen a big fucking problem recently. Everybody is not very pleased with Wildcard and their actions here. They're trying to make the most of it and say that, oh, it's fine because the version of the Ark remaster that you'll buy will include Ark 2 or whatever, but I'm sure it will, but only if you pay lots and lots of money, like $90 I think it's supposed to be, for a game that you already have, and a game that has been delayed for at least another year. Like at this point, me personally, I own Ark 3 times anyway. I own it on the PlayStation 4, I own it on the Xbox Series X, and I own it on PC. And I'm probably going to end up getting the remaster, because every year I play through Ark, those of you that are here from TikTok know that, and this will be the definitive way to play it. But it seems a little bit silly to me that the PC is even going to get an Ark remaster, because does it need it? Because at the end of the day, the PC is already capable of making the game look amazing. Like, I've now got my PC with a 3080 Ti hooked up to my OLED TV. My OLED TV can do 120 Hz at actual true 4K. It looks sick. Does it need a remaster? Probably not. The only real benefit is going to be potentially more optimized, but anyone who's into Ark knows that optimization and Ark are two words that could not be further apart. That combined with the fact that it's going to be on a new engine, hopefully it'll be good, but again, is it worth paying for the same game again? And I'm pretty sure they're even going to sell you the DLCs again, like you'll have to pay for those separately as well, which at this point I also own 2 out of 3 times, and this will be the 3rd time if I get them. I don't think I will bother, because honestly the island is good enough. So I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think this is a dodgy business practice? Do you think this is okay? Do you think this is acceptable for a 10-year-old game? Because it's nearly 10. Me personally, I can understand them wanting to charge for it, because at the end of the day, anybody that does extra work on something, they do want to get paid to do it. There needs to be an incentive behind it, otherwise they could just keep rinsing things for what we already have. But it is a game that already exists, so it's definitely a lot less effort than creating something from scratch. And they are, in fact, hampering existing players' experiences by turning off the service for the older game. And honestly, I just don't think they should be charging full price for this, but apparently it's going to be more than a full price game because of the fact that it'll be able to include Ark 2. I could understand if it was like an upgrade fee. Like, for example, you know when a new console generation comes out and games come out cross-platform, and for example, I remember Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I remember I bought that on PlayStation 3, and you could pay a little like top-up fee, like £10 or something like that, to upgrade to the PlayStation 4 version when the PlayStation 4 came out a couple of weeks after Assassin's Creed did. And I could understand if they maybe did something like that, where if you already own the original Ark, you are able to pay a little fee to get the upgrade for like a tenner, maybe, because then it would be like a DLC that was really good. But if they're going to release it as a standalone full game and have no way for people who've already previously bought the game to get it any cheaper until it goes on sale, which it inevitably will, like, Ark is already one of those games that is on Game Pass. It's one of those games that is on sale constantly. And this new Ark will be no different given enough time. So it's going to be cheaper eventually, that's a given. But it's more the practice behind what's going on here, where turning off the servers, re-releasing the game, making everybody buy it again at an increased price point, and delaying Ark 2. This is a real good way of shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to the goodwill from the fans. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm going to have to buy it again, I'd honestly be more excited for the Ark remaster than I actually would be for Ark 2, because of the fact that Ark 2 is supposed to be like a Souls-like. And I suspect it's going to be a very different experience to the original Ark, and to be fair, it probably has to be, otherwise people would just say it could have been DLC. Especially now that it's going to be on the same engine as the Ark remaster in the first place. Because apparently a lot of the reason for the delay of Ark 2 was because of them trying to get it working on the new engine, the engine that they're going to remake the original Ark in. So if anything, you're kind of going to be paying for an early access beta game again, which is what a lot of people did with the original Ark anyway. Like, the original Ark was broken for absolutely ages. Some would say it's still broken today in terms of its glitchiness and bugginess. Like, trying to actually do a full playthrough of Ark without having to use any sort of console commands and cheats is near impossible, just because sometimes bullshit happens and the only way to fix it is by typing in a little code. So honestly, it doesn't bode well for Ark 2 at all. I'm excited nonetheless. Like, I will definitely be playing Ark 2. It's one of them where I'm going to have to play it for myself no matter what the reviews say, because I love the original Ark. I love dinosaurs. I have ever since I was a kid. fun story. Me and my niece, we used to, before school when we were in primary school, we would play Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official video game of the movie, on the PlayStation 2 because of the dinosaurs, and we both loved dinosaurs. So when I first started playing Ark, back in like 2018, I want to say, something like that, it was crazy that there were all these dinosaurs. It's like Pokemon, but with dinosaurs that are huge. It's just the coolest thing when you first play. I so love the initial Ark experience before you get to all the tech and the futuristic stuff, just the dinosaur survival game. And that is what I think they're going to be moving away from a little bit with Ark 2, if they're going to make it into a Souls-like. And that kind of makes me a little bit sad if it's going to be less like the original Ark. I don't know. But something that I do enjoy is the fact that you guys know that I play Ark like once a year for like a month. But doing that allows me to be kind of fresh with Ark every time, because I will start again from nothing. And it's always like it's a fun experience to be a beach bob again and everything be wondrous and magical. And I don't know whether Ark 2 is going to be able to recapture that, but hopefully the remaster will, if they can do it well enough. But considering they're already having troubles with the engine or whatever, and they're planning to re-release the game for full price again, a game that is notoriously broken in the first place, this is a lot of red flags. Like, these are crimson flags. But either way, I'm sure it'll work out in the end. There'll be some shady business practice, as there is with like the majority of games, but it's a sad time that we have to say that, really, isn't it? But I'm sure it'll be okay in the end, and that given enough time, like, I bet you that in like 3 years' time, Ark 2 will be a great game. This is what happens with games these days, is they release and they just get fixed at a later date because that has become a gaming norm, even though it definitely shouldn't have done. But yeah, I bet in a couple of years we all love Ark 2, even though it's going to be very different. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Also, what do you think of the quality of this video? Things have changed a little bit. I've got this hooked up to the Camlink 4K now, so that's different. I've got a different light, and yeah, let me know. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to like the video, click subscribe, and I will see you in a bit.